Short word from Veritas Files. I've tried making a few videos, found myself listening to a talk radio program that kind of got me a little frustrated, listening to people condescend to the American people because they show concern for their country. And I'm getting a little tired of it. But that's not really what this video is about. The video is really about asking a simple question: do we really get it? That's it. Do we really get what this is all about? And how long it could actually last? Do we really understand that the government that we have had and will continue to have and have currently does not have our best interests at heart? They do not have the best interests of this country at heart. They do not believe in our founding documents. They are not committed to the preservation of our freedoms. And in many ways, we've let it happen. In some ways, we've caused it. We've accepted the poison of popular culture. We've sent our kids off to public schools to be mentally raped and brainwashed by people that do the bidding of labor unions and liberals. Worldviews that are generally opposed to the philosophical foundation of the United States of America, and to mine in particular. Do we understand that the current economic crisis is happening in the context of a government that is likely more corrupt than any we've seen, even in recent memory? For those of you who think the Bush administration was completely corrupt, I do not disagree. But the current administration has taken it to a new level. And to a new arrogance. But do we understand that every day they are looking for ways to invent ever more exotic ways to manipulate the markets, the American people, and the media? And do you understand that as much as we prepare, as much as we network, that this economic collapse could go on for years, possibly even a decade, maybe a little more? Are you prepared for that? I'm not arguing that anybody should go out and buy 30 years worth of food or anything of the kind. I don't think preparation for decades of collapse, constantly going lower, is practical for the average American citizen. I certainly couldn't do it. But I do think we need to be aware. I think we need to be brainstorming about strategies to deal with that. Affordable strategies, things that are doable by somebody who's making 12, 15, 20 bucks an hour, not the millionaires that you see on CNBC all the time. And I just want to make sure that, particularly the people that I've met on YouTube, who I think are great American patriots by and large, that you're thinking about these issues. That you're not, because you've got some guns and you've got ammo and you've got food and you've got $20,000 in the bank and you've got this or that you're safe. You're not. When food prices soar, gas prices go out of control, there are riots, crime goes up by several 100%. Police can't be paid for, may not show up at your door for days after you call them. Fire trucks may not be available, may not show up for days after you call to look and see what the cause of the fire was. Are you prepared for these kind of things? Are you prepared for a long-term situation where you will be ground down and sucked dry of everything that you have gathered, everything that you have put up, everything that you have supposedly prepared for? This government seems to be unable and unwilling to let the economy correct itself in a fast, efficient fashion. And it looks to me like the intention is to grind us down. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think that it's more likely that they'll lose control of this situation and we'll go down over a period of about 2 years, starting either this fall or immediately after Christmas. But it could be longer. And as I sort of come to that realization, I just want to mention it to you. Not because I have any solutions or because I have any kind of special insight, but I know there's people on YouTube who are a lot smarter than I am and can provide some brain power to this particular problem. And that's part of what I'm after here. We need to brainstorm. We need to continue to network. We need to continue to make videos. We need to continue to make our voices heard. As awful as it sounds, we need to continue to support conservative Republicans until a third party either emerges as a viable party or the Republicans get their act together and actually follow and vote according to their platform. That reminds me of something else I kind of want to mention that has to do with voting. If you vote in a primary, I think you should vote your conscience. If that means you vote for Ron Paul, that means you vote for Ron Paul. If that means you vote for somebody like Mitt Romney, that means you vote for Mitt Romney. But my point is, only in the primary. Only in the primary do that. In the general election, if you vote for a non-viable candidate, someone who cannot win, you have just voted for whoever ends up winning. For example, if you voted for Chuck Baldwin or Ron Paul in the general election between McCain and Obama, you took 2 votes away from McCain, who, while not much different than Obama, is slightly less worse, if that makes any sense. And the point is, if we can't get the perfect candidate or a better candidate in right now, let's get the least bad one we can. And as much as I think John McCain is a Democrat and really doesn't ultimately have this country's best interests at heart, because he doesn't truly understand the American experiment or the American people, he should be the president right now if we had done the right thing in the general election. For those of you who disagree, feel free to leave comments. Feel free to debate me. That's fine. I've thought about the issue in some depth, and I'm prepared to defend that position. Man, just leave comments. If you have any suggestions or you want to do some brainstorming with me, feel free. Understand that I'm busy and can't always get to it very quickly, but, I'll get back to it as soon as I can. The last thing I would say is keep doing videos. Keep informing people. Keep an eye on our government. And let's live through this, folks. Thanks.